The Battle Royale genre has been increasing its popularity for the past 5 years or so. Games like Fortnite and PUBG is mostly the reason behind it. There are a lot of Battle Royale games that have been released every year, but if there is one game which had a bigger impact, it would be Respawn Entertainment's Apex Legends. When it was surprisingly released on 2019, everyone's thoughts were more or less it would be a mediocre or will end up as a flop, but it was the complete opposite. Apex Legends have become one of the most popular games right now, and during the past 2 years, the game have evolved in many ways, added a lot of content and fresh ideas to make it unique from the rest in a genre which is repetitive and old. Apex Legends, or in this games, the Apex Games is a competition where contenders from across the frontier team up to battle for glory, fame, and fortune. Many players will recognize a lot of teams because the game is set in the same universe as Respawn's other game, Titanfall, and Apex takes place after 30 years after the events of Titanfall 2. The game further expands the universe through story progression, which is seen in every season. There are characters from Titanfall like Ash, the simulacrum pilot, and Bliss, the leader of the Apex Predators, also is the commissioner of the games, and are characters in the story. You are able to play as 16 characters called Legends that have their own backstory and reason to enter the Apex games. For example, Wraith, an amnesiac woman who entered the games to find out her true identity, or Bangalore, who wants to get funds to get to meet her family, or Loba. Her intention was to get revenge on another competitor, Revenant, for killing her parents. For me, this storyline is among the best as they begin as enemies, then become frenemies, and again become enemies. As the story progresses between the legends, new friendships are born, new rivalries and enemies are made. This can be further be seen when in the character quips when the legends interact with each other in the matches. You won't see much of the story in the matches, but it's told through comics and cinematic shots as not only it shows the things that I've said before, but also shows a glimpse of how the legends interact with each other outside of the games. Since this is a battle royale game, the gameplay is pretty well known. You drop to a large map, pick up random loot, and become the last team fighting inside a closing ring. The thing that makes this game unique from the rest of this genre is the legends themselves. Each of them have their own unique set of abilities and strengths, but they classify into 4 categories: assault, defense, support, and recon. You are able to pick a legend that can fit your playstyle. The game makes it different from the rest by having a 3-man squad instead of the traditional 4, as doing this, it perfectly balances the game due to the legends. Due to the legends having different abilities, there are a limitless amount of possibilities that you are able to choose when making a team, as different legends are able to work with each other to get most out of the abilities they have rather than doing it alone. For example, a team of Horizon, Gibraltar, and Caustic. Even if some legends might be stronger than other legends in certain situations, the winner of the fight won't be the one who have the better abilities, but the skill of the one who's playing the legend, you. As the game mostly relies on your personal skill more than the abilities of the legends whom you play as. Even the weakest legends can't win a fight. Since the introduction of Crypto, I have always seen him as a weak legend, but lately I have been playing him. Who would have thought that a dude with a drone which is able to scan enemies and shoot a short EMP can be played so aggressively and can change a losing fight into a win? For Titanfall players, playing this game would be a nostalgia trip. Apex have slightly nerfed versions of the gun which is seen in Titanfall. Every other season, a new gun is added to the roster, which allows you to make new weapon combos. In every season and event, Respawn changes teams up with new weapon and legend updates. Some get a nerf while others get a buff. Due to this, there is always a slight increase or decrease in legend and weapon usage. Every season there is a battle pass. At first it was not good, but season by season they have improved it. Right now, the way to increase the battle pass level is to do daily and weekly tasks which give you stars. 10 stars is one level. You are able to get that season's trackers for all the legends, 7 apex spec and rare skin for free. But if you buy the season pass, you get a lot of stuff. From lore instruments to gun charms to legendary skins. You get legendary skins for 2 legends and 2 weapons. But for one of the weapons, you get 2 skins which are yet. If you get a knockdown, the skin will show an animation. Right now, there are 3 maps that are rotated in each season, and each map encourages you to have a different playstyle. Kings Canyon, the smallest of the 3, which has seen a lot of damages over the seasons. Getting third party while you fight another team is a normal thing in this map due to the size. It's easy to hear gunfights and rotate to that location as they are really close to each other. There were moments that I faced not a third party or fourth but a fifth party event. That's Kings Canyon for you at its peak. World's Edge, the biggest of the 3, it will give you more freedom to rotate in any way you want due to having more options. It's not common to get attacked by third party as in Kings Canyon of the size and the locations. This map is perfect for people who like to play as a sniper. Pick Rampart and place her tactical amped wall. You get to snipe anywhere. This wall also increases the damage, so even a normal sniper will be as deadly as Kraber, which is the strongest sniper in the game which is not in the loot pool. Olympus, the last of the 3 and the most beautiful looking map. The only map which you are able to transfer using vehicles called Tridents. This map has the easiest rotation of the 3 as there are multiple ways to get to a location. If you want a high damage or a kill game, this is the map for you as because of the Trident you are able to third party any fight at any locations. And also Olympus is up in the sky, so if you fall off the map, which you will sometimes, it's an insta-kill. In each season on an hourly basis, 2 of the maps are rotated, which makes the players not bored of playing in one map all the time. One of the things that made Apex special is the revolutionary ping system that was included when the game was released. It allows you to quickly communicate with your teammates without using voice chat. It points out various things like items, weapons, directions, enemies, and various other things. Also, the legend you choose to play will say all of that, not some AI voice. In every season, there will be an event, and in that event, they will release skins and a heirloom for your legend. There are 2 ways to get it, either by unlocking all the skins or buying it from the heirloom shop. You will need heirloom shards to buy it though. I have been playing this game from the first month and I still didn't get any heirlooms. It's that rare. During that period, they will introduce a limited time mode which makes the game not boring. One of my all-time favorites will be Winter Express game mode, which has the basics of capture the flag. Instead of a flag, you have to capture a train at different locations. Respawn used this as an opportunity to test new ideas and some of them managed to get into the game. The heat shield from the recent Chaos Theory event is an example of it. If you are bored of normal game mode, there is also ranked. Risk mode is something which is new to this genre, but Respawn have somehow made it work really well. The skill-based matchmaking allows you to face against players close to your own skills and makes it balanced, but the same cannot be said for the normal mode. I am a level 500 plus player and I do sometimes get teamed up with level 50 or below players. Ranked mode switches between 2 maps for each half of the season. This is not a perfect game, as there are multiple problems with it. The biggest one would be the servers. Pings fluctuate a lot of times, and due to this, many players like me have faced it. There were times where I directly hit the enemy and hear the impact of the bullet hitting the armor. The blood will be clearly seen on the screen, but then I got to know that the enemy didn't take any damage from it. There are matches where I was unable to even heal or even switch weapons, and sometimes the gets so bad that I am unable to play the game even. In a very high action competitive game like this, having this problem is unforgiving, especially in ranked mode. Another problem will be the audio. There were cases where I wasn't able to hear the enemy footsteps, which then resulted in my team getting completely annihilated. We'll be pressing on what just happened. This is not a polished game, as whenever there's a season or event update, it also comes with couple of bugs. Whenever there's a bug, the players and even I do abuse it, but later Respawn will always fix the bug in the next update. I'm not really a fan of multiplayer games, but Apex Legends have made me love it so much. During my 1500 plus hour of playtime, Apex have never stopped being fun whenever I play alone or with a friend, competitively or casually. There were times that I did stop playing the game for a while, but a new season or limited time modes is what dragged me back to play the game again. Not to mention the story. I would play the game just to know what is going to happen in the story, even if the lore gets updated like every 2 months or so. The legends that you get to play along with the combination of abilities and the arsenal of weapons to experiment with makes a fun experience to get that champion screen. If you are just someone who wants to try out the Battle Royale genre, I highly recommend this game.